So basically, ClickFunnels, which is a software that allows you to create these pages or funnel pages to be able to drive your leads and turn them into clients. I got exposed to that. And I'm like, wait, I could maybe apply this for my law firm, just an idea. And I started, play around, experimenting with it. And all of a sudden I started realizing, wait, this works. I could use these funnel pages to be able to drive people to take my desired action, which is basically go schedule a call with me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live recording of the Managing Partners podcast. My name is Kevin Daisy, and I'll be your host, also the founder of Array Digital. We help law firms with web and organic search. Today, I have a really cool guest, a little bit different for you guys today. So you really tune in and listen to what Sam has to offer. And we want to hear about his story, what he's up to, a lot of cool things, a lot of amazing things that he's doing. So you're going to be impressed, probably taking a lot of notes. And obviously, feel free to check him out, connect with him. Website is just below if you're watching and tuning in on video, legalfunnel.com. If you're listening on the podcast, it's legalfunnel.com. So check him out, see what he's all about. But do that after that. So let's right now talk to Sam here and learn what he's doing.
Should I share how I got here?
Well, yeah. So thanks for joining me, Sam, and I appreciate it. So first question I ask everyone, tell us about yourself and, kind of what your journey's been, and then tell us how you got to where you are right now and what you're up to.
So I'm pretty much a virtual lawyer. And when I started my law firm 7 years ago, I basically had to teach myself how to get clients and be able to grow a successful law firm. And at the time I had no mentor, I had no sources of learning how to be able to do that. So I basically started self-learning from YouTube and reading a lot of books to learn how to, again, generate clients and be able to do that, grow a law firm. And my epiphany came when I read the Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek book, when I got exposed to 3 key principles: the virtual model,
Great book.
be able to run your business from anywhere in the world. Second was automated, to be able to create a law firm that could essentially run itself so that I don't have to be the business operator every day. The third part is scalable. Scalable means that it's able to grow very quickly without you necessarily doing more work. So instead of me needing to meet with clients, let me create one video that I could share with leads or my prospects or even my clients to get them moving forward. And at that point, when I got exposed to it, I fell in love with it. And I made a promise to myself. I'm like, any business decision I make for my law firm has to align with those 3 key principles. It had to be virtual, it had to be automated, and it had to be scalable. Fast forward, I applied all those concepts plus the 4th concept of leverage, be able to just use a lot of technology, marketing, media, content, things like that to be able to replicate myself over and over. Now I have 7 virtual law firms that are all active, that are able to generate clients every single day, on a mass scale, and create the systems for the clients to come in, get served, or referred out. I'm able to kind of replicate that over. And then also at the same time, I've been able, for the past 3 years, be able to pass on how I've been able to do that to other law firm owners. Very practical steps, not just sharing just ideas. These are like actual practical things that I'm currently doing for myself that I share and pass on to other people. And the difference is, again, very practical and straight to the point of those little secrets.
Well, that's amazing. So everyone listening in, maybe you have a small law firm, maybe you're thinking about starting a law firm, maybe you're just coming out of law school, maybe you've been doing it for 50 years, but I think you can learn a lot from what Sam has to share. And so, Sam, where are you actually physically located?
I'm in Los Angeles, but as much as I'm concerned, I could be placed anywhere and I could be able to operate it from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so isn't that great? So I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is on the whole other side of the country from where Sam's sitting. We're on the show right now. We're recording this. No problem. It's clear. We can talk to each other. He's running 7 law firms, completely virtual, from Los Angeles. So maybe that opens your mind up to what's possible versus just your little city or town that you're in. So, not just owning the businesses. You're a fan of Russell Brunson, funnels, ClickFunnels. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but take a look. But if you look behind Sam right there on the wall, tell us a little bit about what those represent.
So basically, ClickFunnels, which is a software that allows you to create these pages or funnel pages to be able to drive your leads and turn them into clients. I got exposed to that. And I'm like, wait, I could maybe apply this for my law firm, just an idea. And I started, play around and experimenting with it. And all of a sudden I started realizing, wait, this works. I could use these funnel pages to be able to drive people to take my desired action, to basically go schedule a call with me. And let me also use these automation ways to be able to follow up with you automatically to get you signed up. And it worked. So I was able to make $1 million online for my first law firm. That one took me 5 years. But the first time I did it, I kind of figured it out. So I was able to duplicate it. It took me 2.5 years to get make it my second $1 million law firm. And then I went on a journey to teach this to other lawyers. So I was able to do $1 million for that. And then I was able to replicate it for my third law firm to be able to do multi-million dollars for all 3 law firms. And the reason why I shared this, it's not just showing it off. It's to honestly, it shows people that it is completely possible. And when I saw other people applying funnel ideas to very obscure niches, I could quickly share a really cool story. I was at the ClickFunnels conference, and when I was receiving this award, they placed us in this room of all these 2 Comma Club winners, basically all the people who made $1 million online using these funnels. And we were in a small group, and we were going around. We're like, "What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?" And then there was this like 19-year-old, essentially kid who was standing there, and he made $1 million. And I'm like, "Okay, so what do you do?" And he started like kind of sniggling, just like not answering. I'm like, "No, really, like, what do you do?" Is like, I teach moms how to breastfeed. I'm like, what? I'm like, this 19-year-old kid made $1 million teaching moms how to breastfeed. I'm like, if he was able to use that to make $1 million, let alone all of us lawyers who obviously a big market with huge problems that we serve our clients for. No, now at that point, I'm like, I had an epiphany. I'm like, nobody should have any excuse or reason to say this doesn't work, because if he can do it, any lawyer can. And that way, I kind of broke my limiting beliefs, and I started applying for different niches, and I've been able to, again, at this point, apply it across 7 different niches, and these concepts do work. And then now, the cool part is now our lawyers are receiving these 2 Comma Club awards, applying the same concepts, and that's been a really breakthrough for us.
No, I think that's a good story and a good example of, a lot of times we as business owners or say attorneys, they think, oh, that won't work for me. Our business, we're a law firm, so that's not going to work. And they go about, most of the time, a lot of guests I've had on here, a lot of clients that we sign on, they rely on referrals, and they wait and sit back and kind of hope the referrals continue to come in because they do good work. And I think everyone should do that, but it's the minimum. You're doing the minimum amount of work, and you're doing nothing to really drive in traffic. People are looking for your services all day long, but you have to get out in front of them. You have to attract them. So I think it's a good point that this does work, and advertising works, and marketing and SEO, all that stuff works, and it can work for your firm. You just have to get that belief out of your mind that it won't work for you. So, and not just this, but I mean, I've had attorneys on here that very older attorneys, like in their 60s, crushing it on TikTok and getting clients out of it. And you're thinking, that doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't work. And I think for most attorneys, they'd say that won't work. That's not going to work for me. But the ones that say, hey, I'm going to make it work, are the ones that do well.
For sure. And because, right now we're recording this in 2022, because it's so relatively easy to be able to launch a law firm, especially online, that means now much more people are able to go on their own and, launch their law firm. And that barrier of entry is very low. And if you're going to do what everybody else is doing, or, depend on, again, referrals or the sources that has worked for you in the past 10, 20 years, that's going to dry out, and it's a huge risk. And you should never, just as you mentioned, just rely on that. You need to, the only constant is change when it comes to online, and you need to kind of be ahead of it. And the way that I kind of think of it is like a contrarian. If everybody's doing this, then I don't want to be doing that. I want to do the opposite, and I run the opposite direction. So I always think about like what other people are doing, and then try to do the opposite, basically. And it works. It's a good mentality to have.
Yeah, that, and we always do here in my company, me and my partner, is question everything. So like, hey, if someone's like, hey, we do it this way, or we run the books like this, it's always just, well, that's just how everyone does it. So we're always like, well, then we want to look at a different way that we can do it. There's got to be a better way. And we've done that with a lot of things. And so you question things, why that way? Why the old school way? Why, you got to get outside of and think outside the box. So let's get on a couple other things and some of the things that you've done. So other than 7 businesses, you work with lawyers. You're doing this for yourself, so you're not just talking about it, and you're practicing it yourself, and it works. But you've wrote a new book that's out, so it's Virtual Law Firm Secrets.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
New book. It's actually my first podcast talking about it. Virtual Law Firm Secrets is the name of the book. You'll have to just search for it on Amazon, where I basically share all my secret sauces about how I've been able to automate all these law firms so that it runs by itself, at least most parts of it, and how to basically grow your law firm very quickly online. It's a very straight to the point, short book, readable book. It makes you, and it's only been out for a week, and I got so many responses saying I already got through the book. I'm like, great, you actually read a book, because it's
give me a review.
Give me a review. Yeah, totally.
Okay, well, everyone, listen, check out that book. So it's Virtual Law Firm Secrets. I'll actually put it on
Virtual Law
on the
Firm
bottom.
Virtual Law Firm Secrets.
Happy to share that out to our newsletter and everywhere else too, for you.
It'll bring a lot of epiphanies for so many law firm owners. A lot of innovative kind of, I read a lot of books myself, but I've noticed a lot of books are kind of rinse and repeat of the same, more or less same ideas. I've made a point to make sure that it's like very new ideas that haven't really been shared anywhere else. So definitely grab a copy.
All right, so that's Virtual Law Firm Secrets. Is that right? I got the bottom.
Yep.
So I assume you can go on Amazon, Google that, check it out, and honestly, I recommend books all the time to attorneys. If I think it's going to help somebody, I make recommendations. And there's a lot of the books that I recommend to attorneys that I've read and apply to my business, and I've even read some of the law firm books, like because I can probably learn a ton from that book, even though I don't have a law firm.
Totally.
And apply those to my own business. John Morgan from Morgan, his book on scaling a law firm applies to my business just like anything else. So it's I always recommend that book. I think it's Can't Teach Hungry. Great book there. So, but check out Sam's book. I assume if you go to Legal Funnel, you probably have it up on there too.
Yeah, people will be able to at least apply it to our program to go to Legal Funnel, and actually we're working on a system to pass the book to the people who who want it. So yeah.
Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it. Go watch it.